Morning folks. Today, well, I hope you're all well, and if you're not well, I hope you feel better soon. Today is new to me wheel day. The wheels for the MR2, my son, I think I might have said in a previous video, picked me up the actual facelift set that I should have on the car. I said previously that the MR2 that I bought was absolutely raided by the previous owner for all the parts. Put it on a pre-facelift. Not really quite sure why, but there we go. So they've come back from the wheel refurber today. If you have a look at a previous video that I did there, I had a look at the options for what I was going to do with the wheels. And first off, disclaimer, what I'm doing today, I don't suggest that you do. If you do this, you take your life in your hands type stuff. I'm not going to be held accountable. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm taking the old pre-facelift rear wheels, which are slightly wider, and I'm putting them on the front so they've got a slightly wider wheel track. I'm putting the stock post facelift wheels obviously on the rear with a 20mm spacer. I'll find those in a minute. Yeah, with a 20mm spacer, so that spaces them out just a little bit more, so it kind of fills the arches a little bit. And I've spoken to some other owners. Thank you everybody on the UK MR2 Roadster group Facebook group forum. Got some good advice from them, so that's what we're going to do today. They need a little bit of a clean because they're dusty coming back from the refurber, so I'm going to give them a bit of a waxing to give them a bit of protection, because it won't be too much longer and we'll be moving into sort of autumn winter, and they'll be just keep them nice for a little bit longer. Right, so just for those who want to know, that's what I'm going to wax them with, Built Hamber double speed wax. If you've never used that before, that is honest to God the easiest good wax I've ever used in my life on a car. You wouldn't be disappointed if you used that. So these are the wheel spacers I'm using. I've never actually put wheel spacers on a car before, but I'm just sort of going mad with the MR2 really. It was my project car. There was a specific reason for that, which I'm going to go into. I've got an Ask Me Anything video coming up, so if you're on Instagram, leave me a question on Instagram or leave me a question in the comments below, and I'll try and add that in on that video. So the only thing I would say with these spacers, and I think it goes with anything that requires some form of reasonable engineering to keep you alive, that is, do not buy the cheapest piece of crap you can find on eBay and think that is going to be sufficient. Your four wheels are the only thing keeping you in contact with the road at whatever crazy speed you're going to be doing in your car. What you don't want is the softest piece of crap steel you've ever seen in your life holding your wheel to that. So make sure you buy a quality item. These are Barbarian. They were £70 I think, and I got a bit of a discount on those because the chap who sells them is part of the MR2 owners group. So thank you very much, Lewis, and thanks for your help with being able to get these and your advice. So yeah, and these are the ones that are going on the rear. So let's go and have a look at the wheels and get these things on. So this was the delivery truck. Son's latest acquisition from Japan. Yeah, look at them. Yeah, they're very nice. I deliberated between gloss black or the stock silver. I like the black. A little bit dusty, but I'm going to wash them anyway. So just one tip that I will give you, and it throws some people, especially if you're putting a rear spacer on. The rear wheels have this little lug here. Now the reason why that is on there is because there's a receiver on the rear hub or disc that on the rear. So you put this on. I'm not saying this very well, am I? Right, get your brain in action. This prevents any of the tyre fitters or anywhere you take your car, or even yourself if you're not aware, putting the rear wheel on the front in error. So if you're putting a spacer on, you're going to have to take those off, because it is not going to obviously go on with a spacer, and I wouldn't suggest you start re-engineering your spacer product. They're only threaded in, so I should just get a pair of pliers on that. It's actually got a hex end, so you could get a tiny socket on the back of that, which might be what I end up doing, depends how tight they are. But just bear that in mind, that will have to come off. Okay, so I'll probably be asked what tyres have gone on. So these are Toyo TR1s. They've changed the design since the last time I bought some of these a couple of years ago. It used to be this section of pattern here was exactly replicated on the other side. Now we've got these sort of clearing channel grooves here. I've been advised by quite a few people that the redesign has given them better grip in the wet. Certainly with the MR2 being rear wheel drive and mid-engined, that's something that you probably need to think about if you're driving in that kind of weather. I don't really tend to in my MR2, but it's good to have that if I need to use the car. So these are essentially the stock rear tyres that are going on the car. So as I said earlier, this is the pre-facelift stock 15, and on this one I've put 205 50/15s, and that is the stock tyre size, and you can still get those. So this is the facelift, I've got to get this right, this is the facelift rear wheel. The stock sizes in a tyre that's reasonably priced, and I mean a good tyre, I'm not talking like a ditch finder. I couldn't find those sizes anymore, so what I've gone for is a 225 45/16. That tyre is a tiny bit wider. I think it's something like 1.25% larger than the stock tyre that Toyota suggests that you put on there. But you must with this car get a matched pair. That Toyota are fairly explicit about that, and I wanted a matched set of tyres, and I wanted these ones, so that's why I've gone for that size tyre. Other people have fitted it. Once again, thank you to everybody in the owner group who advised that they had that tyre and there was no problems at all. Mine hasn't got a sports or track suspension on it yet. That'll be going on, I keep saying this, fairly soon, but it will do at some point. And that's not going to cause any problems with that either. So let's start getting these on. Right, this lug here, if you want to get a socket on it, it's a 6mm socket. Okay, and that's all it is. And that's, as I say, that's just to stop people putting the rear wheels on the front of the car. That bit. Just one tip, don't assume like I've just done that these nuts are the same size as your wheel nuts. It's not. That's a 21, that's 19, so just bear that in mind. You'll probably, if you haven't got an awful lot of tools, you might find that these are a different size to your wheel nuts. So something else to remember is there's actually two sizes of wheel nuts on the MR2. The rear wheel nuts are slightly longer than the front. So if you find that you've got a mixed match of wheel nuts on your car, that's why. Someone's changed the tyres or they've changed the wheels, and the stock wheel nuts I'm talking about, they've been mixed up. So the longer wheel nuts on the back, the shorter wheel nuts on the front. Okay, so we are done. The rear wheels with a 20mm spacer, and that tyre. If the tyre was a little narrower, it would be dead in line with the body. I've got to get an alignment on this car, and I'm waiting to do that until I finish fitting the suspension components. So, and it doesn't do an awful lot of miles, so that's fine. Now, if we have a look at the front, for example, that's not out as far, but that wheel is an inch wider than the stock front, so I don't really want to mess around with the front too much. I'm going to take it to Rogue Motorsport for alignment and set up so it's ready for the track. So there we go. I hope someone found this useful. I'm going to take it for a bit of a drive now, and then I'll take the wheels back off after I've put a few miles on there, just to check that those nuts are still tight. And then yeah, that's that change done. So thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you got a comment. Keep it nice if you don't mind. And I'll see you on the next one. And don't forget, if you've got any questions, stick them in the bottom and I'll try and answer them in the AMA video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.